as Jimmy Freeman and Nate the Great continue their work on Mr. Sexy Time. And Thrash Kincaid trying to call for timeout. Well, there's no timeouts in pro wrestling. Now, Mr. Sexy Time powered his way out of being held. All right, C.W. Bergstrom's going to tell him, just give him a timeout. Is that cross your heart? And here we go. Oh, and C.W. Bergstrom says no, not going to happen, as Bergstrom continues his assault on Thrash Kincaid. And into the turnbuckle goes Kincaid. Mr. Sexy Time standing on Jimmy Freeman, while Nate the Great still trying to recover and get some air into his lungs. And Mr. Sexy Time has got Nate the Great up in the air, trying to get him over the top rope. As of yet, nobody's been eliminated yet, and this could get real crowded real fast. And again, C.W. Bergstrom introduces Thrash Kincaid's face to the turnbuckle. And over to the second turnbuckle. And is he going for the home run? We'll see. And Thrash Kincaid just raked the eyes of C.W. Bergstrom. Well, it looks like they both did each other. And a shot to the midsection of Bergstrom. There's a third one. And they almost got Mr. Sexy Time out of the ring and did not. Now, Lone Star is now the sixth man in this foray. Bergstrom taking it to Thrash Kincaid. Jimmy Freeman and Nate the Great were working on Mr. Sexy Time, and now Jimmy Freeman is working over Lone Star. And and Lone Star just turns around and just bitch slapped Jimmy Freeman. Now Nate the Great's got Lone Star in the corner. It's a free-for-all in here, folks. And Lone Star with a rake across the eyes of Nate the Great. Bergstrom still working over Thrash Kincaid, and Mr. Sexy Time working over Jimmy Freeman. Again, nobody's been eliminated yet. And Bergstrom just using his sheer size. And Jimmy Freeman, no! Skins the cat, and he's back in, was not eliminated. C.W. Bergstrom just using his size and power over Thrash Kincaid. Jimmy Freeman taking a breather in the one corner, Nate the Great in another, as Lone Star now working over C.W. Bergstrom, and it looks like it's having no effect. And Bergstrom just picks him up and throws him into the corner and just starts beating on Lone Star. Jimmy Freeman is trying to get Mr. Sexy Time up over the rope, as Nate the Great is now working on assaulting Thrash Kincaid. Lone Star meeting the top turnbuckle, and now being choked out by C.W. Bergstrom. Mr. Sexy Time turning his attentions to Nate the Great, as Thrash Kincaid and Jimmy Freeman are looking for a little respite. However, Mr. Sexy Time came over and landed that backside right in the middle of Nate the Great. And Lone Star taken into the ring post by C.W. Bergstrom. And who do we have now? It should be Keith Atkins music, and it is. And now Keith Atkins and Lone Star will be working on C.W. Bergstrom, as Mr. Sexy Time continues his assault on Jimmy Freeman, and Thrash Kincaid continues his work on Nate the Great. So 4 men in the ring, and out comes the governor of wrestling, Wilson Kane, and takes Keith Atkins right into the wall and continues his assault outside the ring. So we've got 6 people involved that I can see right now. I don't know where Lone Star has gone. And Mr. Sexy Time has got Jimmy Freeman up in the air, and this could be, and no, Nate the Great makes the save and gives Jimmy Freeman a bit of a reprieve. And Jimmy Freeman stomping a hole in the chest of Mr. Sexy Time and choking him, using the ropes for leverage. And it looks like Thrash Kincaid is choking Nate the Great. Has Nate the Great in a rear naked choke. And Jimmy Freeman just massaging the face of Mr. Sexy Time. Off the ropes. And nice flying clothesline by Nate the Great on to Thrash Kincaid. Jimmy Freeman runs the ropes. Oh, and just massages that face. Just kicks him basically in the face of Mr. Sexy Time. I have no idea where Bergstrom, Lone Star, or Keith Atkins have disappeared to. For all I know, they may be out in the parking lot. And double teaming by Jimmy Freeman and Nate the Great on Thrash Kincaid. Nice spinning leg drop. And here we go. He's going to drop Jimmy Freeman right across the throat, across the chest of Thrash Kincaid. Meantime, Mr. Sexy Time is getting an awful lot of time to recover. And there we go. We're working. Now the two are turned their attentions on Mr. Sexy Time. Almost got him over, but didn't get him over. And now Nate the Great choking. It looks like no. Forearms across the back of the neck on Mr. Sexy Time. Jimmy Freeman taking down Thrash Kincaid. And looks like more tag, some cooperation between Jimmy Freeman and Nate the Great. On to Mr. Sexy Time. And oh, Mr. Sexy Time caught him and just power bombs him right through the middle of the mat. If he's not dead, he's out cold. Everybody in the ring is looking pretty spent right now. And Thrash Kincaid making his mark. And Jimmy Freeman not out again. Oh, and Thrash Kincaid just speared Nate the Great. Now everybody nursing injuries in the ring. Not a lot of action. Still no idea where Bergstrom, Wilson Kane, Lone Star, or Keith Atkins might be. And Thrash Kincaid choking Nate the Great in one corner, and Mr. Sexy Time is beating on Jimmy Freeman in the other. And not sure what that was. Nice over the head release suplex. An incredible move from somebody that size. Well, we've got somebody else coming out now. I'm not sure who it is right now. And again, 4 in the ring. Several have already left. Here comes C.J. Edwards, who should help even